U.S. President Donald Trump's change of tack seemed to identify Putin as the only player that matters in ending the fighting. It looked set to sideline Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, as well as European governments, in any peace negotiations. Zelenskyy says he will not accept any agreements about Ukraine that do not include his country in the talks. Russia's foreign minister praised U.S. President Donald Trump as well-mannered, saying his call with Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin exposed the failures of the Biden administration and Europe on Ukraine.
What struck me was that now the entire world is in a state of shock, viewing the phone conversation and the news about it as something extraordinary. This shows to what extent the staff of the Biden administration, led by their president and their European satellites, have abandoned dialogue and diplomacy as a method of communication with the outside world, opting instead for threats, sanctions, and the arming of the regime in Kiev to wage war against the Russian Federation.
But the phone call has sparked fears. Several NATO allies are stressing that Ukraine and Europe must not be cut out of any peace negotiations. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said that his country cannot accept any agreements without us, adding that it wasn't pleasant that Trump spoke with Putin before calling Kyiv.
This is a very interesting situation, but the Ukraine war has to end. The young people are being killed at levels that nobody's seen since World War II, and it's a ridiculous war, and it has to end. We had a good talk with President Putin. I had a good talk with President Zelenskyy, very good talk. And somebody said, oh, I should have called Zelenskyy first. I don't think so. I mean, we have to find out whether or not Russia wants to make a deal. I know that Zelenskyy wants to make a deal because he told me that. But I now know that Russia wants to make a deal.
Trump also adding that Ukraine will be included in negotiations. Meanwhile, the U.S. Secretary of Defense appeared to tie future aid for Ukraine's defense to their willingness to negotiate with Russia, saying Trump would determine the most robust carrot or stick on either side to induce a durable peace.